So if you've been watching my videos, you would have seen that I have quite a bit of brisket to spare. Cooked up 2 briskets in my last video, and we portioned them up, and we're going to be making a series of leftover brisket videos, starting with this one. The classics are the best, and they're a classic for a reason. This is going to be smoked brisket chili, so let's crack on. For this cook, we're going to be using the Kamado Joe Classic 3. We've got a fire started, we've got the accessory rack in place, we've got the Kamado Joe cast iron Dutch oven sat on top of the accessory rack. We're just waiting for the charcoal, the fire to come up to temperature, get this nice and hot, and then we're going to crack on. Okay, so we've got the Dutch oven in the Kamado Joe. Don't want it too hot. What we're going to do is we're going to start with the brisket. Normally we start with some oil and the onions, but we're going to start with the brisket. The brisket's got quite a bit of fat in there, so we're just going to pop that in and let some of that fat render out. And then once we've got a nice little bit of fat in there, we're going to chuck the onions in to sweat down as well. Once you've got your fire going in there, you don't want to get it too hot so it's obscene. So once you're happy with the heat in your Dutch oven, you can see some of the fat starting to render out there already. Just pop your lid down, just to keep the fire under control, keep the temperature under control. Remember, when you're cooking outside, there really is no rush. Just take it at a nice slow pace, keep refreshed. It's the only way. We're starting to get some of the fat coming out of the brisket. So in with the onions, we've got about 1.5 onions. Had half an onion in the fridge, may as well use it, and another onion. So just going to give that a stir, and we're going to let those onions sweat in that brisket fat with the lid back down. Once your onions are done, add in your garlic and your chilli. So next we're going in with the tomato puree. We've got about 3 tablespoons in there, about maybe 4 tablespoons. And then we're going to go in with a tin of chopped tomatoes. And to start with, we're going to go with 500ml, half a litre of beef stock. We may need more, but we'll see how that goes. So next, we're going to go cumin. We're going to go about a tablespoon. That's probably about right. Paprika, again, about a tablespoon. That looks good to me. Some chili powder. Do it to your taste. I'm going to go about a tablespoon. Give that a good stir. Take in the smells. Oh yes. Beans next. Use whatever beans you want. I've gone for kidney beans and cannellini beans. So in they go. Again, just give that a good stir. You can see the chunks of brisket are breaking down nicely. We're not going to season with salt and pepper just yet. Obviously there's salt and pepper all over the brisket, so we're going to see towards the end if we need to add any more seasoning or if we're going to be okay. One last thing I like to add, a bit of oregano. So we're going to chuck in about a teaspoon and a half, 2 teaspoons of oregano. If you're watching from over the pond. Stir that in. Going to add some more chopped tomatoes rather than stock. Let's have a quick taste. The stock is nice and beefy and rich. I don't think it needs more stock. A bit more tomato just to juice it out a bit. I do like a nice juicy chili. That is looking good to me. So just going to simmer that for 5 minutes or so, just so those beans are nice and hot throughout. Again, have a quick taste. That's better. That is tasting good. Doesn't need any more salt, doesn't need any more pepper. Obviously taste yours for seasoning, depending on how you cook your brisket. May need more salt, may need pepper, but that's tasting pretty damn good. There you go. How easy was that? Cooked in about 25 minutes, half an hour. Leftover brisket, put to good use in a banging chili, plenty of beans in there. You got onion, garlic, chili. We've got the spices of cumin, paprika, chili powder, bit of oregano, tomatoes, stock. Nice and chunky, Smells amazing. That is pretty damn good. Great use of leftover brisket. Brisket chili is a classic for a reason, because it's absolutely banging. Dig in with some crusty bread, with some rice, however you want to serve it. But that, ladies and gents, is an absolute winner. So give it a go. Let me know what you think. Keep your eyes peeled for the next one in the series of brisket leftover dishes. Happy days.